Friends, today our topic is Python programming, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about list. As you know that list is a data type, and in our last lecture we discussed list in detail, and in this lecture we are going to discuss some program related to list. So first of all, what is a list? The Python list are the containers that are used to store a list of values of any type. It may be integer, it may be float value, or it may be a string. And second important thing is Python lists are mutable. It means you can change the element of list in place. And there is another function that is evaluated function eval, and it is basically tries to identify type by looking at the given expression. So we discussed in this program. First of all, this is program number 1 as you screen. So creation of a different types of list. This program tells us that how many type we can create a list. So first of all, as we know that a1 is a variable, a2, a3, a4, a5, a6, these all are the variables, and different types of lists are assigned them. First of all, a1 there is an empty list because no element is declared there. Second, a2 is there is a list in which 3 elements are there, 1 2 3, of course they are integers. And then third list of different types of numbers here, because 1 here, 2, 2.5, 3.7 and 9, it means integers and float values are there. And a4, a b c, so these are the different characters. So different characters are the part of a list when we talk about a4. And then a5, list of mixed value type. Here there is a character string, or there is a character string also, number in terms of float value, in terms of integer value, as you can see easily here. So and a6, a list of string. It is a list of string because there are 3 strings here, 1 2 and 3. Name 1, one, tw2 and thrw3. So there are 3 lists. And after that there are different print statements which print these strings. So it basically, this program tells you how many types or how can you create list in a Python program. You can create an empty list, you can create a list of integers only, you can create a list of float values only, you can create a list of characters only, you can create a list of strings only, you can create a mixed value data types of strings also. So after the execution of this program, you can get the output as you can see on screen. This is the output. So different types of lists are here. First of all, as you see here that empty string is there and it contains no element. So it is an empty list, you can easily see here. Then second is a list of integers. Third is a list of different types of numbers. Fourth is a list of different characters. Now let us try to execute this program and check this output is same or not. So just go to script mode and type a program here and just execute this program here. Always remember that when we write just after the hash sign, it means it is a comment here. Okay, so just run the program here. And you can easily see first of all, just save the program. Only after then execution is possible. So give the proper name here. .py is the extension of Python file. Okay, this is the output, and output is same as written in Word file. These are the different types of list. The main motive of this program is to create different types of list. Different types of list in terms of different data types and the combination of different types of data types also. Now this is our second program, program number 2. Basically this program is a creation of list using list method. So we can also create a list using list method, and in program number 1 we create a list using square bracket, but there is another method named as list method. So using list method you can create a different types of list also. As you can see here, first of all a1 and list is the name of the method, after that parenthesis sign which represent that list is the method. So there is no value within the parenthesis, or we can say that no parameter value passed within the parenthesis, so this is an empty list of course. Then a2 list hello, so this is a list, basically a list of characters, and there is a string passed within the parenthesis. So what happens, actually hello is a string and HELLOW are the different characters of the list when we want to print this list a2. We can see it later after the execution of the program. And third is a3 list input list elements. Now here you can easily see that list is the name of the method here, and basically we input a list here, and whatever we give the input according to that list will be created here using list method. So this is a3. Now list of a4 list EVAL evaluated. What happens here, that and why we need here, first of all it should be understand, when we create a list using list method, then different values of the list are considered as a character only, even if they are number. But if we want to create a list and just pass the values of integers of float value, then and we want that these are the part of the list, then there is a function named EVAL. Actually this convert or we can say that these values this function consider these values as it is. It means if they are characters, then they are considered as a character. If they are integers, then they are considered as integers, and if they are float value, then they are understood as a float value. So EVAL function is very important in terms of that, otherwise all values are considered as a character only, even if they are the numbers. So a4, you can easily see that a4 list evaluated input integer list of integers element. So if you give the integers element, so they are not by default considered as a character, but they are considered as a integers number. And as you can easily see that a5 different float values are given, and they are considered as a float value using EVAL functions. So EVAL function considered automatically whatever the type of the data, according to that it considered them. And of course there is a list function which basically make a list. And then you can see that a6 here the list of characters only. And the a7 there are the mixed data types. They are even the characters, they may be number of number in terms of integers value, number in terms of float values. So mixed data types are using evaluated functions. And after that we can easily see that there is a print statement. So here we can print different types of list here from a1 to a7, and in each and every time we can see that there is a print statement. So line will be changed here. Now you can easily see that enter list element. Here 1 2 3 4 5 6 are the list element, and enter list of integers element using evaluated function. You can easily see that 1 2 3 4 5 are the numbers. Then enter list of float value element using evaluated function. You can easily see that numbers are 1.1 and 1.3. And next enter list of characters elements. You can easily see here a and b are the different characters. And enter list of mixed data types. So character, numbers and string are also there. Now as far as first two are concerned, these are related to empty list, and list contain a string hello. So hello will be considered, so because we pass hello as a parameter value, so each and every character of a hello are treated as a single value of a list. And you can easily see that HELLOW are the different elements of a list here. and last 4 value you can easily see here are using evaluated function. Okay, and the part which are represented blue color, basically these are the elements of a list when we declare a list function without evaluated function. So see the first line of the output, enter element 1 2 3 4 5 6. We just give a number, and each number of this list is considered as a character. That's why you can easily see that in blue color 1 2 3 4 5 6 are separated by a comma sign and represent within a single quotes only. And after that you can easily see that yellow part which are basically using evaluative function. So 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 is the first line, and here we just give different element of integer type only. You can easily see here using evaluated function. First of all, using evaluated functions. So the matter is that when you use evaluated function, it actually identifies the data type, and according to that data type different elements of a list are created if you use list function with evaluated function. So let us try to execute this program and let us see what happens. Okay, this is a program. First of all, save your program. Here there is already a program, then it will just overwrite it. Enter list element. So these are the list element. Here we don't use any evaluated function here, just give the different numbers here, and these are considered as a single character only. Enter list of integer element. You can easily see that different integer element are here. Then enter list of float value series. You can give different types of float values separated by a comma sign. Always remember that when we use list function without evaluative function, then just give a value. Whatever is the value, it actually split them. List function split them into a single unit, as you can see here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. These are the numbers are considered as a single data item of a list. But when we use evaluated function, then elements are separated by a comma sign, and the characters element are here. Then we just type A, B, and C. So different types of integer value, float value, and characters value is given here when we use evaluated function here. You can write any number of characters here, and then enter list of mixed data types element. Here we just give different data types, different types of data here: integers, float values, characters, string even, and try to check whether evaluative function identifies them as a single unit or not. So these are our output. Now you can easily see that is the output. According to that, different values are shown here. You can easily see that. So that is the purpose of the evaluated function. If we want to print any list without evaluated function, then all values of a list are considered as a character. But when we use evaluated function, then the items of a list are considered according to the data types, and we can see that by default they are considered as a character. Now you can easily see that is the output here. So first is an empty list, then hello, and then 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. This is the 90, these are different data items of a list. Then list of integers, list of float values, list of characters, and list of mixed values. You can easily see the classification. First two are using list method. Last four are using evaluated function, and here third one we just give different integer value, but without evaluated function they are considered as a character. So you can easily see that the classification among these. So this is our output here. You can easily see that. Now this is the first part here of a program which create empty list, hello, and so empty list will be there, and you just pass a string hello as a parameter value. So hello are considered as a character even if they are the numbers, and they are also considered as a character only. They are the combination of the character, so here characters are printed. But as you see in the case of A3, elements of list are of number, and when we just want to print this list, then all the elements of this list are considered as a character. You can easily see that. Enter list element. We just type here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0, and here these are the different types of different characters here. Numbers are considered as a character here. And why it is so? Because we don't use evaluated function. If we want to convert this data as it is as a type, then we use evaluated function. Okay, now rest are the case of evaluated functions. In first case we give all the values are of we give all the values of integer types, so you can easily see that integer type of list there. And always remember that these values are separated by a comma sign when we use evaluated function. And then list of float values of float value element are here, list of character elements are here. So when we just give integer value, then list of integers is there. If we give just a float value, a list of float value is there. If we give just character value, then characters are there in a list. And in last example, which is very important, we just give different types of element within a single list: 5, 5.0, jet, sing. So one value is a integer type, second is float, third is a character, and fourth is a string. And we can easily see that all are considered as they are. Different types of character there. And always remember that according to the definition of list contain different types of data items, and they are mutable also. It means that we can change the items of a list. Now this is our third program, accessing a list element, which is very important. And here we just perform 4 tasks here. You can find out length of a list using alien function or method. And second thing, you can find out the index position. You can slice a list, and you can also find out if a particular number is a part of a list or not using in operator. And not in operator is just opposite to that of the in operator. It means if you just find out whether a given number is not a part of a list or not, then this can be found out using not in operator. And last, which is very important, concatenation and replication operator, plus and star. Concatenation means addition of two lists, and star means star basically used for replication, or we can say that duplication of a list. If we want to just repeat the number of data items of a list, then we can use star sign here. So let us see using this example. There is a list already defined, and as element are 1 2 3 4 5. So list 1 contain different elements, 5 elements here: 1 2 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5, you can easily see that. And after that there is a print statement. So list will be printed. Actually list 1 1 2 3 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5 will be printed. And there is another list of float values also. Then this list, there is a print statement for this list also. And in third and next two line basically contain the length of the list. So as you know, as you can see here, the length of the list 1 is 5 and length of the list 2 is 3. So 5 and 3 will be printed when we use len function. And use of len function is very easy. Just write len, and within the parenthesis sign just give a parameter value, and parameter value is the name of the list. So first time we just give the list 1 as a parameter value, and second time we give list 2 as a parameter value. So length of list 1 and length of list 2 will be calculated after that. And then accessing different data items of a list. So if you want to access a data item of a list, then give the position of the list within the square bracket, just like that. List 1 0, so 0 is the first element. All counting always start from 0 here, always remember that. Okay, and when you pass list 1 1, then it means second element. And always remember that when you want to print a list in a reverse order, then it will always start from -1. So -1 list 2 -1 basically shows you the last element of a list. And these are the membership operator. You can easily see that 6 in list 1, so 6 in list 1, so message is 6 in a list 1 also. So in basically find out whether 6 is a part of list 1 or not. If yes, then it it returns as a true value, true true, and if it is not so, then it returns a false. And when we just write 6 not in list 1, so basically it gives a just opposite result as that of the 6 in list 1. It means here we just check that 6 is not a part of a list 1. And then there is an example of slicing. In slicing, always remember that values are given, two values are given within the square bracket. First value is the start value and second value is the last value. And always remember that last value is always excluded. It means it is not counted at all. And you can define slicing of a list using positive number as well as negative number also. It means using negative indexing also and positive indexing also. And always remember that last value is not included in any case. Next, there are again two statement, list 1 plus list 2. So we just if you want to add two lists, the list can be added using plus operator. So if you just define list 1 plus list 2, then two list elements of two lists are added to each other, or we can say that concatenate to each other. So there is a function, there is operation named concatenation, means addition of a two list here. And second important thing, even if the data types of the two lists are different, they are joined or they are concatenate using plus operator. And last statement, there is a sign of multiplication, but in terms of list it is used for replication of data. So list items of list 2, here just we write just here list 2 start 3. It means items of list 2 are replicated 3 times here, will be replicated 3 times here. So this is a program in which we perform different types of tasks here related to a list. And these are marked with a different color because you can easily identify the purpose of these statements. whatever you type within a double quotes here, double quotation mark, it print as it is, even if it is a wrong statement here. So you can easily see that line number 7, there is a statement print accesses of a list element list 1 0, and we just print list 1 1. It means uh, second element will be printed here, and in message there is a there is a statement written as accessing first element. So it will not access first element, it will actually access its second element. So whatever you write within a double quotes is not a matter, it will print as it is, even it is a wrong statement or right statement, it doesn't matter. Now you can easily see that after the execution of the statement, first list is 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. So these are the data items of a list, because there is a print statement, so list will be printed as it is. And then second list contain elements 1.1 2.1 and 3.1, and length function calculate the length of a string. So you can easily see that length of the first list is 5 and length of the second list is 3. Now you can easily see that length of first list, because message we just write length of first list, so there is a message length of first list. We have to type here length of second list, because because we print here the value of list 2 here. So always remember that whatever you type within a double quotes is printed within a print statement is printed as it is, as is. So length of second string is actually 3, and after that you can easily see that accessing first element list 1 0 is equal to 2. Actually it is actually the second element, because in the double quotes we just write the message accessing first element list 1 0. 0 indicate the first element, but if you want to print second element, then we just write list 1 and within the square bracket pass a value 1 here. So we pass a value 1 here, that's why second element will be printed here, and second element is 2. And then accessing last element, then there is no doubt regarding to last element list 2 minus 1. So minus 1 means last element, and last element of list 1 is 5, so 5 will be printed. And in next statement we just check here that 6 is a part of list 1 or not. So 6 is not a part of list 1, so there is a false will be printed. And next case 6 not in list 1, so of course the answer is just opposite to that of the previous one, so true will be there. And then array slicing, we just give here 1 colon 3. It means array slicing start from element second element and goes up to third element, so only 2 elements will be printed. And at location 0 you can easily see that 1, at location 1 you can easily see that 2, so 2 will be printed. At location 2 3 will be there, so 3 will also be printed. And at location 3 4 is there, so 4 will not be printed. Always remember that in array slicing last last index value position will not include in any case. Always remember that. So that are the example of a list. And after that you can see that addition of two lists are there. So 1 2 3 4 5 are the elements of first list, and 1.1 2.1 3.1 are the elements of second list. And then list 2 multiplied by 3, it means there is a replication of list 2 3 times. So 1.1 2.1 3.1, these elements are shown in the screen 3 times, you can easily see here. So that is the program. Now let us try to execute this program and check whether the output is correct or not. And as I told you that whatever you write within a double quotation mark within a print statement, that is printed as it is. Okay, that is print as it is. So whether it is a wrong statement, right statement, you can write your name or whatever you can type, it will print as it is, as on the screen. So that is our program here. So just make a just write a program here and then execute it. So go to run statement, then run, save first, then that is the output you can easily see here. And this is the same as mentioned on the screen, as just we write in Word file. You can see here, no change at all. Now here you can change the statement you write in double quotation marks for addition of second element or first element here. So that will give you a clear cut idea about what will you print after the execution of the statements. So this is a program here. Now I hope the concept regarding to list are very much clear to all of you. We can create how we can create a list without list function or method, or using list method, and how we can add two list and replicate two list also. This is a very important concept. And second but thing regarding to array slicing and indexing also. So in this lecture, our focus is to define our focus is to all about how to create a list using list method or without a list method, and how we can create how we can perform addition and the application of a string and slicing of a string. I hope you like this video. Thanks for watching this video.